Hi, everybody. Welcome to Contracts. My name is Edgar Holguin. This is going to be the first in a series of videos that we'll be using this semester for instructional purposes on the course. And the aim of this video is basically to give you an introduction as to how the course is going to be running, as well as to go over the syllabus. By way of introduction, my name is Edgar Holguin. I am going to be the lecturer for the course. I'm going to be the instructor. I know some of you have had me in other classes. Most of you haven't. So hopefully you'll find this to be as an enjoyable experience as some of the other classes have been in the past, notwithstanding the fact that it's going to be a little bit different. Now, I have been teaching contracts for more than 10 years here at the college. I am a practicing attorney. This is actually kind of like my night job. That's why I've traditionally taught the night classes, but this semester I'll also be teaching the day class for contracts, as well as if you had signed up for the evening class. By way of what I'm trying to accomplish, traditionally this class has been taught like a lecture class. In other words, the students show up, I lecture for a couple of hours once a week, and the students basically take notes, listen to the lecture, and then we have exams on a regular basis. Last semester, that's how we had started, but unfortunately due to COVID, we weren't able to finish that way, and so I changed it up a little bit, and we wound up going online. And frankly, I wasn't really happy with the way that it went online. It was a little bit of a different experience. So what I've been trying to do this semester is give you about as close an experience as I can to what it would have been like if we had actually been meeting in person. And that's why I'm going to be recording lectures throughout the semester. Just so you know, these lectures are going to be recorded in fragments and segments. In other words, each week there will be a series of videos. I'm not going to record 2-hour-long conversations of me talking. This is so that way it's more accessible to you. You don't burn out trying to hear a 2-hour lecture every single week. And also you can focus in on the particular areas that you might be interested in and take the course as you need to as you're going through the week. One of the things that's important to understand is that I will be posting these videos up and the material for the course about once a week, usually by Thursday. That was the day that traditionally we were going to meet, and so that's going to be my goal. Another thing is obviously the disadvantage of this system is my interactions with you will not be in real time. They will be more, through email, phone, text, chats, those kinds of things. I'm not going to be able to have that kind of back and forth with you in class as I would in lecture. The advantage of doing it this way, however, for you is that you'll be able to access these lectures at your leisure. In other words, you'll be able to watch them whenever you want, and you can watch them over and over, depending on if you want to, if you love the Uniform Commercial Code so much that you want me running in the background talking about it all the time. But regardless, hopefully this will be a little bit of a way for us to be able to move through the material. I've always found it that the best way for me to teach this class is through a lecture. And so that's what I'm going to be trying to duplicate here through these lectures that I'm going to be posting on. Now, let me go and review a little bit of the syllabus with you. And this is the contract syllabus that's up here on the screen right now. Just to go through it piece by piece, and it's already up on Blackboard. As you can tell, the course name, my name, and the campus where it's traditionally taught are there. Now, the first important piece of information for you is my telephone number. That is my cell number. That's one of the ways you can get in touch with me, and it's probably the best way. Feel free to call me, text me. If you text me, please let me have your name so that way I know who's texting me. I do teach 2 classes, and so it's always helpful for me to figure out what class you're texting me about. That way I can respond. But that's going to be probably the most effective way to reach out to me. That, again, is my personal cell phone. So you're more than happy to call me or text me if you have any questions. Please, please, please make sure that you are texting the right number. I've had students text the wrong number in the past and either get no answer or get some really bizarre response from me where people are trying to, basically jerk them around. Understand, I'm not going to be jerking you around. I'm not going to be playing jokes with you or anything like that. If you're getting some weird responses, check the number and email me. I guarantee you we'll be able to fix it. We'll be able to resolve it, but that has happened in the past. Now, that's not the only way to get in touch with me. There are some other ways as well. You'll see there on the syllabus, I also have my email. That's my personal email. That's another way to get a hold of me. I do check my email on a regular basis. I also have the EPCC email. Some people have already reached out to me through the EPCC email, which is great. You can reach that. And then there's Blackboard. I've set up the messages section on Blackboard, and people have already reached out to me on that as well. That's great too. So there's different ways to ask me questions. I love questions. If you have any types of issues, I'm more than happy to address them. So I encourage you to do it as much as possible. We'll kind of figure out any problems you may have and try to resolve them. That's the best way to deal with issues. Communication. If you have issues, if you have to be missing time, whatever the case may be, please reach out to me and we can work it out. Now, the text and materials, I've gotten some questions already about that. The textbook for the class will be this one right here. It is the business law class book. It's showing up a little bit of glare, but basically it's the 9th edition, okay? Now, some things about the textbook to go over with you. First off, if you can't find the 9th edition, it's okay. The book hasn't changed that much in the last few years. There's most of the changes in it have to do with advance in technology and like e-contracts and stuff like that. You're not going to find a big difference. Now, I do not give assignments out of the book. In other words, the book has, for example, exercises, questions, and things like that. I'm not going to give you homework like that. So you don't have to worry necessarily about, oh my God, I don't have the textbook. I'm not going to be able to do the work. It's not set up that way, the course, so you're not going to have to worry about it. The book is a resource. About, I would say, 80 to 90% of the material that I teach in the lectures will be in the book. And so you'll be able to get that information from the book as well as from my lectures. But ultimately, what you're going to be responsible for in terms of the content is my lectures and the materials that I provide you through the PowerPoints. Now, a lot of that material is in the book. That's why the book is a good resource. But don't freak out if, oh my God, I couldn't find the 9th edition, or oh my God, I couldn't get what I need to. The book is a resource. I am going to be putting up chapters, suggested readings every week from the book. You'll also find those on the syllabus, so you can follow along. And the book is very well written. It'll help you understand. I really like the book in the sense that if there's things in the lecture that maybe I don't do a good job of explaining to you, you're going to be able to see them in the book and be able to get that information in that way as well. It kind of reinforces what I'm going to be trying to do with the lectures. Now, going back to the syllabus, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Handouts is provided by the instructor. I'll be putting up my PowerPoint presentations here as we go forward. Course requirements, the way that it's going to be graded is going to be 4 exams. They're going to be given out through Blackboard. And these 4 exams are going to be, you're going to have about a week to do them. Those are going to each count for 1 part of your grade. The final exam is cumulative, but it doesn't count for anything extra. There is going to be a 5th grade. The 5th grade is basically attendance. Now, normally I don't worry too much about attendance, but because this is an online course, I'm required to take attendance, basically make sure that people are coming in on a weekly basis. And the way that attendance is going to run is I'm going to be posting up 2 questions every week. Very easy questions, okay? Nothing complicated, nothing difficult, very obvious questions. And those questions are going to be for attendance purposes. Basically, you go in every week, you answer them, you will get a, I'll give you 100. And if it adds up towards the end of the semester, you'll be having a 5th grade that's automatically 100, which obviously is going to boost the GPA for at the end of the semester quite a bit, because you're going to have 100 right there. The exams are going to be the other 4 parts of the grading. I don't give homework. I don't give group projects. I'm not going to give presentations. You don't have to worry about anything like that. The only other thing that you may work on the course of the semester is extra credit. Towards the end of the semester, usually in November, I will give the chance to do extra credit if you wish. Usually that takes the form of a paper. I give you a topic, and you fill out a paper. Be aware the extra credit will be a 6th grade. Okay, so it'll be, instead of 5 grades, you'll have 6 grades, and that's the way it'll work itself out. Some instructors' policies, nothing major, guys, just basically about the exams. I do expect the exams to be submitted on time. Basically, I'll give them to you. And since we meet Thursdays, basically the material goes up on Thursdays, you'll have until the following Thursday to do the exam. So you'll basically have a week to do it. I do reserve the right that if you turn it in late, I will accept it, but I'll dock you points on it. I'll deduct the points. If, however, there is something catastrophic that happens in your life, I understand. Please reach out to me and we'll work it out. Like I said, communication is good, and we can go ahead and figure out that issue. What I want to avoid, though, is I want to avoid the end of the semester and the student who hasn't done any of the exams, has not done any of the attendance stuff, then trying to cram it in all at the end. It's going to be very, very difficult for you. I had that happen actually last semester with a student, and that was only half the semester that we had missed. And he's trying, the student's trying to finish everything. It's just very hectic, and over the course of the entire semester, it's going to be very, very difficult, especially if you want to do halfway decent in the course. The other thing I do have noted here on the instructor policies has to do with the fact that you have sole responsibility for dropping the class if that's what you want to do. I cannot drop the class for you. Basically, the class is going to be up on Blackboard. If you don't do anything, I'm going to, assume that that's your desire. I can't drop you. I cannot give you an incomplete at the end of the semester. I have to give you a letter grade. The college does not allow me to do anything else. So I would really encourage you, if for whatever reason you're not going to be completing the course, I understand, but drop the course through the regular channels. That way you're taken off the roster, no harm, no foul, and it doesn't screw you up later in the future when you're trying to maybe come back to school. You're trying to get your EPCC transcripts so that you can get credit for the classes you've taken, but then you have a bunch of F's on your transcript because you stopped coming the fall semester. So we want to try to avoid that, but understand that's something that you have to deal with. I can't do it for you. Now, the other part of the syllabus is going to be the calendar, okay? Now, the calendar, it starts on Monday. I just do that for simplicity's sake. August 24th, it would start on August 24th and runs up through the next week. Like I said, we're going to be handing out the material more or less the same time every week on Thursdays. Maybe if I'm very organized on a Wednesday, but we're going to be going through. And you'll see there's material every week that's being presented. Okay. Ethics, Introduction to Contracts, Offer and Acceptance. The chapters of the book are noted there in the chapters, the syllabus. I'm also going to be providing that information on a regular weekly basis, okay, for things that you can look to and different types of material that you can get. Every week will also feature my PowerPoint presentation, which I use in the presentation, but I'll also make that available to you. One thing of warning, the PowerPoint presentation is not all the material, okay? The PowerPoint presentation is an outline, and it's not detailed. That's on purpose. Basically, the PowerPoint presentation is exactly as an outline to serve as kind of a little path that helps me when I'm lecturing, make sure I'm covering all the material, but also helps you in terms of how to organize everything. And okay, these are the points. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So don't, fall victim to, oh my God, I can just look at the outline and I'll be okay. I don't need to worry about the lecture. Basically, the emphasis is going to really be on the lecture, but the outline is a good resource to use to help you get through that, and it'll help orient you to everything. At the end of the semester, we finish up with the final exam, and we'll be going through. I'm going to now wrap this up. This is the first video. As I said, it's an introductory video. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of flavor for the class. I think you'll get a hang of it as we start going through. And I look forward to working with all of you guys this semester and having as good a semester as we can given the circumstances.